Alright guys, well I ran out of time, so I'm going to keep going. So this is one of the lessons other teachers skipped. I don't think we should skip it, so I'm going to do it, but I'm not going to hold it in high account. Anyway, alright, so number 7, we are converting pounds into tons, right? So when I'm going from a smaller unit to a bigger one, I'm going to divide it up. Because tons are bigger, right? I have to figure out how many tons there are in 11,000 pounds. So I'm going to take 11,000 and I'm going to divide it up by, I know 1 ton is equal to 2,000 pounds. So I'm going to divide it up by 2,000. Alright, right, so I see these 3 zeros, so I'm just going to play around with my 11 and my 2, but my answer is going to go over my place over here. So 2 into 11, right, 5 times. So I'm going to say 5, and we'll try it. Right, now I'm going to multiply it out. 5 times 0, 0. 5 times 0, 0, 5 times the 0, 0, the 5 times the 2 is my 10. I'm going to subtract. I will have left 0, 0, 0, 1,000. Right, there's a couple different ways I can do this. I could put 5 and have my remainder 1,000. Over 2,000, right, I use my number I was dividing by as my denominator now, right, and if I know both of these numbers could be divided by 1,000, right, I keep my 5, and I say 1,000 divided by 1,000 is 1, and 2,000 divided by 1,000 is 2, so I am going to have 5 and 1/2 tons, right, I could also do 5.5, I'm just going to stick with fractions right now. Okay, so I have 50 ounces. Now they're going to tell me I have pounds and ounces, right? And this time I'm going to have a remainder. So I am going to have 50 ounces. I know there are 16 ounces in 1 pound. So I'm going to divide, right? I'm going from ounces to bigger, to unit to bigger unit of pounds. So I'm going to divide. 16 ounces are in 1 pound. So I have to figure out, right, I know 2 would be 32. How about 3? Right, would be 48. Is that going to work? Let's try it. So I'm going to have 3. 3 times 6 is 18. I carry my 1. 3 times 1 is 3 plus 1 is 4. There's my 48, right? If I remembered that 3 pounds is 48 ounces. So I will subtract, I'll borrow from my 5, right, I get 10, I have 2. So now I will have 3 whole pounds, and then I have my remainder, right, this is when I put the remainder, 3 whole pounds plus 2 more, which would be 2 more ounces. Alright, my next problem, 1 1/4 pound, how many ounces is 1 1/4 pound? So right, this time I'm going from bigger to smaller. So when I go from bigger to smaller, I multiply. Right, if 1 pound is 16 ounces, then I need to multiply it, right, times the 4th. But I'm going to turn this into a fraction, right? 16 I can turn into a fraction easy. I just take 16 over 1. But 1 1/4 is a mixed number, and I need to turn it into just an improper fraction. So I'm going to take 4 times 1 is 4, plus the 1 is the 5, and I keep my same denominator is 4. And I'm just going to multiply it out. So 16 times 5, right? We've done it a bunch of times. 16 times 5 is 80 now, but let's try it. 16 times 5. So 6 times 5 is 30. Put my 0, carry my 3. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 3 is 80. So I know my top numerator is going to be 80. My denominator is going to be 1 times 4, which is 4. right? 80 is divisible by 4, and also 4 is divisible by 4. 4 goes into 4 one time. 80 goes into 4, right? 20 times. 20 times 4 is 80. And I will have my final answer of 20. Sorry, over 1. I don't need to put it. I should just put the 20. I'm going to put it like that just for, which I'll do this. Equals 20 ounces. I don't know what. Anyway, all right. So, right, if you were listening earlier, though, right, I can cross-reduce here. 5 and 1, 4, right? 4 times 4 is 16. So if I do 4 divided by 4, I'll have 1, and 16 divided by 4 is 4. Right, this would just make it a little easier. Then I'd have 4 times 5 is 20. 1 times 1 is 1. And I skipped this whole 80 and dividing and all that. All right, now I have 7,000 pounds. I need to figure out how many tons that is. We could turn it into a fraction or a decimal because it doesn't tell me how many leftover pounds I'm going to have. I know I'm going to have leftover because 2,000 pounds is 1 ton, and then this is a 7. 7 is not an even number. So I'm going to go from smaller to bigger, so I have to divide. So I'm going to have 7,000 pounds, and I want to divide that up into see. There's 2,000 in each pounds in each ton. So write my zeros and my zeros. I'm going to just do the 2 and the 7. 3, right? Well, 2 times 3 would be 6. So I'm going to say 3. So I'm going to say 3 times 0 is 0, 3 times 0 is 0, 3 times 0 is 0, and 3 times 2 is 6. I subtract, I have 1,000 left over. Right, I could keep going and turn this into a decimal. I told you guys I was going to just do fraction, but I just did this fraction up here, right? I'd have 1,000, my remainder, over my number I was dividing by 2,000, which would be equal to a half. I divide, right? Or I could do my decimal places. So, to do a decimal place, I just put a period, a decimal place, sorry, not a period, and add a 0. I bring my decimal place up after my 3, right, so I don't forget it later. And I bring my 0 down here. So now I have to figure out 2,000 goes into 10,000 5 times, right? 5 times 2 is 10. So I'd say 5 times 0 is 0, 5 times 0 is 0, 5 times 0 is 0, and 5 times 2 is 10. And subtract, I have no remainders. So my answer would be 3.5 tons, right, which is equal to 3.5. All right, here I have tons, and I'm converting it into pounds. So I am taking my big measurement and converting it smaller, right? If I had 1 ton, I'd multiply it by 2,000 to figure out how many pounds I'd have. But I have 3/4 of a ton. The same thing. I'm going to take 3/4 and I'm going to multiply it by 2,000. But I can turn 2,000 into a fraction. Easy. Just put a 1. Alright, and you could see here I can cross-reduce. I won't do it, but I could, right? I could 4 divided by 4 is 1. 4 divided by 2,000 is 500. But let's just do it this way. Alright, so 3 times 2,000, right, is going to give me 6,000. And 4 times 1 is going to give me 4. Now I just have a division problem. 6,000 divided by 4. So I'm going to take 6,000 and divide it by 4. Alright, so 4 goes into 6 one time. 1 times 4 is 4. I subtract, I get a 2. I bring down a 0. 4 goes into 20. Yeah, 5 times. 5 times 4 is 20. And subtract 0. Now I could keep bringing down the zeros, right? 0, 0, 0, 0. But I can just also bring them up, right? I use this place value to this place value. I'm going to bring up this 0, 0. Because I know 0 times 0 is 0. I could keep doing all that. But I'm going to end up with 1,500 pounds. Alright, my next problem 7,500 pounds, is it greater than, less than, or equal to 4 tons? Right, so let's figure out how many tons 4 tons is. Well, I know there's 1 ton is 2,000, so I know 2,000 times 4. Right, I'm going to have 0, 0, 0, 8. So 7,500 is less than 8,000. So 7,500 pounds is less than 4 tons. All right, here I have a half of a ton. Is a half of a ton, how many pounds are in a half of a ton, right? I have 1/2. I'm going from big to small. I'm going to convert this into pounds. How many pounds is it going to be? So I'm going to take it times my pounds, right? I know there's 2,000 pounds in 1 ton. So I'm going to multiply it times 2,000 pounds, right? I turn this into a fraction. Right? I could cross reduce, divide by 2, divide by 2, but we'll just multiply it out. 1 times 2,000 is 2,000. 2 times 1 is 2. Right? I'm still doing this anyway. 2 divided by 2, divided by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 2,000 divided by 2 is 1,000. So my final answer is just 1,000. 1,000 is equal to 1,000. So half of a ton is equal to 1,000 pounds. All right, I have 1,200 ounces, and I want to figure out pounds or ounces, right? I could convert either one. If I convert this one, I'm going to divide by 16. If I do this one, I'm going to multiply by 16. So either way, let's practice our division. 1,200, not 12,000. I need one more 0 for 12,000. 1,200, 1,200 divided by 16. Oops, sorry, I thought I was unpaused and I wasn't. Okay, so I'm taking 1,200 and dividing it by 16, right? This is kind of tricky stuff. Right, I could look at the ones place, and I know I'm going into 120, so I could say 12 times 1 is 120, but I wouldn't put a 12, right, when I'm dividing there. I stop at 10, at 9. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, one of those numbers, right? So I'm going to just kind of try and look. Well, I know that sometimes I have to multiply that times the 6 also, right? If I did a 5 times a 6, I'd carry my 3, and then I'd have 8, right? We already did 80, I know that. So 6 times 6 is 36, and 6 plus 3, if I did 36, right, I'd carry my 3, and 3 plus 6 is 9, so I try 7. 7 times 6 is 42, and 7 plus 4 of the 42 is 11, so I'm going to try 7. So I just kind of bounce the numbers in my head, and I have like a head number sense now, so it kind of, but I'm also an adult, so it's going to take you a lot of practice. But really what I would do when I was a kid, I would try different numbers. I'd try a 5. Oh, no, I have too much left over. 6, 5, 6, and keep going until I got the right number. So 7 times 6 is 42. I'm going to put my 2 and carry my 4. 7 times 1 is 7 plus the 4, right? That's what I was saying earlier. It would give me 11. I'm going to borrow from my 2, which makes that a 1, which makes that a 10, and then 10 take away 2 is 8. I bring down my next number. It's a 0. And now I have to figure out how many 16s there are in 80. Right? Same kind of thing. Right? 1, 16, 2, 32, 3, 48. Right? I just kind of keep going, but I already know that 16 ounces is 5 pounds. And 16 times 5 is 80. Right? That same kind of thing. I know 5 times 6 is the 30. And when I carry my 3 of my 30 and add it to the 5, I'll have 80. So 5 times 6 is 30. Carry my 3. 5 times 1 is 5 plus 3 is 8. I subtract. So now I have 75 pounds. Which is bigger, 75 pounds or 72 pounds? 75 pounds. All right, so here I have 6 pounds, 11 ounces, or 117 ounces. So I'm just going to convert this to ounces. I'm going to convert 6 pounds into ounces and then add 11 more ounces to it. So I'm going to have 16 ounces in a pound times 6 pounds. 6 times 6 is 36. Carry my 3. 6 times 1 is 6 plus 3 is 96. Now I'm going to add my extra 11 ounces here. 6 plus 1 is 7, and 9 plus 1 is 10. So I have 107 ounces compared to 117 ounces. On to the back. Here's Mia. Mia combines the items in the table to make potting soil. Order the items according to weight from smallest right to greatest All right, so I have 3 pounds. I have this one with pounds and ounces and this one with ounces. So I think the easiest thing is to convert them all to ounces, and then I'm going to order them from least to greatest. So 3 pounds, I'll do my work over here. 16 times 3 pounds. 6 times 3 is 18. Carry my 1. I have 48. So my topsoil is 48 ounces. My fertilizer is 2 pounds plus 9 ounces. So I'm going to take 16 times 2. 6 times 2 is 12. Carry my 1. 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1 is 32. And then I need to add my 9 more ounces to that. 9 plus 2 is 11. Carry my 1. 3 plus 1 is 4. 41 ounces. So now I can label them from least to greatest. So I'm going to write the smallest amount I have is 41 ounces, and that's my fertilizer. My fertilizer is what I put on my grass and my plants to help them grow better. My next one, I have 41, 43 would be next, right, is the bone meal. I have no idea. I don't put bone meal on my plants, but maybe it's good for them. Maybe I should try it. And my last one is the topsoil. I know topsoil is just another name for dirt. Alright. Next problem. How many 4-ounce bags of peanuts can be filled from a 5-pound bag of peanuts? So I need to figure out how many ounces So first thing I need to figure out how many ounces are in my 5-pound bag, and then divide that up by 4 to figure out how many bags I would have, right? It's a 2-part problem here. So it's 16 ounces in 1 pound times 5 pounds, right? We've done this one a few times now. 6 times 5 is 30. I put my 3 up top, keep my 0 down below. 5 times 1 is 5 plus 3 is 8. So I have 80 ounces. So maybe I should write this somewhere over here. I don't know. I'm going to say 80 ounces divided by 4-ounce bags equals, right, 8 goes into 4. I could do it this way too. I could write it out. 4 goes into 8. 8 doesn't go into 4. 4 goes into 8 2 times. 2 times 4 is 8. I subtract. I get 0. I bring down my 0, 0, 0. 0 times 4 is 0, and it's just going to be 20. So 20 bags in cursive. And Alfonso mails a package that weighs 9 pounds. How many ounces in the package is the package, right? I'm going to just say 9 times 16 ounces in a pound. So I'll do my math over here. 16 times 9. Right, 6 times 9 is 54. So I'll put my 54. 9 times 1 is 9 plus 5 is 14. So this is equal to 144. Let's write the word ounces this time instead of abbreviating. So we get used to spelling it. A puppy weighs 12 ounces. What fractional part of a pound is this? Right, if a puppy weighs 12 ounces in a fraction of a pound, there are 16 ounces for him to weigh a whole pound. So he weighs 12 sixteenths of a pound. So I'm going to divide, right? 12 can be divided by 2, by 4. So let's try our 4, right? 12 can be divided by 4, and 16 can be divided by 4. So I'm going to divide whatever I do to the bottom, I do to the top. So if I divide by 4 on the top, I divide by 4 on the bottom. So 12 divided by 4 is 3. 16 divided by 4 is 4. So this puppy weighs 3/4 of a pound. I don't put an S because it's less than a pound. A baby weighs 8 pounds, 10 ounces. If her weight doubles in 6 months, how much will she weigh in 6 months? Right, so her weight's going to double. She's going to be twice as much as she weighs right now. So 8 pounds, 10 ounces would be 16 pounds. I'll write out pounds and ounces this time. And 10 ounces, right, would be 20 ounces. If her weight doubled. But, right, 20 ounces, hopefully you see, is more than a pound. Right, it's like an improper fraction. I can't write 20 ounces because it's, if I was just writing ounces, but I wouldn't say I have 16 pounds and 20 ounces, because 20 ounces, I would subtract, right? There is, in 20 ounces, I have 1 pound and 4 ounces. So I'm going to add my 1 pound to my 16 pounds. I'll have 17 pounds. Plus my leftover 4 ounces, and 4 ounces. How can I apply converting customary units of weight in everyday life all the time? So we do, like, every day, right? We do something with converting stuff. But one way I do, and you probably don't do so much yet, is when you're cooking. And we eat every day. When I cook, I need to convert, right, I'm just using the question here, convert customary, I'll even use the customary word. When I cook, I need to convert customary units of measurement. I could give them a more detailed example, but I'm just going to leave it at that. All right.